Hi everyone, this is Vida Schmid and I'm warmly welcoming to today's CC webinar executive interview, Carlos Paulino, Managing Director at Equinix Portugal. Hello Carlos, how are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. And starting by thanking you for this opportunity, to be a huge pleasure to share my thoughts with the entire carrier community.
Fantastic, thank you so much, pleasure ours. We're happy and honored having you here and looking forward to learning more about the insight that you have to share with us today. So let's start with the first question, which is, how does the new market situation and fast digital transformation impact your business, and what are the challenges and opportunities to meet?
Absolutely. Fantastic question indeed. Well, digital transformation is really touching all the segments and all the industries and the life of every one of us. So we are seeing indeed things moving faster and accelerating also due to this to the current pandemic. We saw that the way of people consuming digital services is changing. We saw a huge increase, of course, in several areas, and I can mention, of course, video streaming, everything related with the work from home really bring new challenges to the companies, to the network service providers, to the entire digital economy. And the truth is, not only we perceive this acceleration, but this part of the digital adoption patterns that are changing, that we see it every day, and people demand for services with quality, with capacity to give a good user experience. So everything coming together, we see really the world demanding more from digital services, and is exactly where we are as Equinix, really to be able to interconnect all the partners and allow a platform where you can really put everybody together in the same platform that can interconnect flexible, in a very easy way, very straightforward, and most of all, and I believe that's the main message, the time to market is mandatory. So right now, any new service that you generate in your company, you needed to put it available in a timing that was never before requested. So things shift every day, and that is where I believe we also, as digital enabler companies, need to really perceive the requests from our customers and really adapt to their needs. We know that traditional business is not anymore possible, and COVID showed that we need really to embrace new ways, and that's what we are seeing in the market, and in a very, very, very fast pace.
Thank you for sharing the valuable insight. And I personally agree as well that it's time of speed is important, and agility and innovation. So to meet the customer demands. Thank you. Let's move to the next question, Carlos. What are the new business models and platforms in place to meet current and future customer demands, and to deliver the service, as well as to manage the digital transformation?
Yeah. So according to Equinix vision, the idea is really to have a platform, to have an ecosystem where you can connect anyone. Anyone is reachable. You can really connect effortlessly. If you need a service, you can have it in a very fast pace, and you need to connect anywhere. And that is exactly have been the strategy of the company, being present in with more than 220 data centers, IBXs as we call it, on the 5 continents, and with an ecosystem of approximately 10,000 customers, and 1,800 of them are really network service providers and entities to provide interconnection services. These are the way that we see that can really represent a very efficient way of tackling all the new trends that we are seeing. So not so much the idea of that centralized repository of information and processing, but really moving to the edge, really making available the capacity of interconnection where data is generated, where data is consumed, that capacity, that capillarity in the coverage is really where we think that the world will demand for tomorrow, and it's what we are already perceiving in the current companies today, when they really need to have to be more flexible, more agile. Immediately they really decide to progress with a strategy of diversifying their data all around the globe in the geographies where they are present, and that is where we really believe that we make the entire difference.
Incredibly interesting, and thank you so much again for this insightful overview about the companies, the reach, of course, and also the flexibility to focus on and to meet the customer demands. The next question will be related more with the future plans. Please tell us more. What is the company focus in the coming years and investment plans?
Absolutely, absolutely, with pleasure. Thank you so much for the question. Indeed, we never stand still in time. We are developing every day new products and solutions for the challenges that our customers face. And not only we have this capacity of really collocating everywhere in all the strategic locations around the world, but we have developed services like, for instance, I would mention one that is Fabric, where we can deliver a very fast way and flexible way for any customer to interconnect to any cloud provider, to any other branch on any other location in the world, and it's top of the class solutions, very cutting edge, and really represents new way of creating value. Immediately, if you need to deploy a new business in any other location, your time to market will be nearly zero, because everything is virtual. You can really, I would use the expression drag and drop, but the idea is exactly that. You just drag and drop a POP over there, or a performance sub over there, and immediately you can interconnect with the entire ecosystem. This creates a value and the capacity of really readjusting according to your needs that is unbeatable, and that really I believe it's one of the first times that we can see customers deploy at a speed that we never saw before, and we saw during the pandemic. So how did all the applications like the ones we are using right now to talk with each other, how they needed to scale up. And it was impossible to scale up if you don't have this type of solutions, because any other, let's say, more traditional way of doing things, it would take you days, weeks, months probably to really deploy a world infrastructure. With this type of service, and I mentioned Fabric just in the component of really smart and fast connections, but we have a lot of more than that. So we have metal, so the capacity of processing in bare metal, and to deploy it immediately the same way. We are very oriented developing services for the network edge, so we have several new products only oriented to really cope with that new challenges that the customer is facing. We just launched not too long ago. It's a very recent news. So Equinix Precision Time. It's something that really can brings a differential value to the entire market, And once again, exactly under the same approach. Products that are easy to consume, that are really there. You just need to get on the shelf and serve yourself and immediately face and answer any challenge, no matter the scale, no matter the geographical location. We can really find a way and deliver a way of really answer to your customer goals. That's where I believe Equinix is really building the future today.
Thrilled to learn more about Equinix future plans, and also that speed of interconnection and also cutting edge is one of the main focus also in going forward, which is inevitable to also to ensure that the value is delivered to the clients. Thank you very much indeed for sharing, Carlos. We are now at the end of this interesting interview, and is there anything else, Carlos, you would like to add today before we finish the interview?
Well, if you allow me a couple of seconds to talk about Portugal, it would be great. Indeed, interconnection is in the heart and soul of Equinix, and Portugal really is the location where we feel that. Lisbon has been the gateway in Europe for all the South Atlantic and for the entire world for I believe for more than 1 century. And what we have been seeing is that is the prime location to serve all the transatlantic routes to the South Atlantic. And just one example is Link, so a new cable that is right now entering into service, and that will bring together all the South America and Europe entering using Portugal. We see that we have around 4 cable landing stations in Portugal right now, and we have approximately 12 fiber systems that go as far as Australia or Japan directly from Lisbon. So it's really one of the most important locations to interconnect Europe with the emergent markets. That is one point for sure. The second one, it's a very safe environment, no wars, no so much stories about terrorism. It's a very prime location, and we are seeing that also in the new age of subsea connectivity, where we are seeing the OTTs deploying new cables, and all the cables that are right now being developed to address the entire West Africa, to the entire East Africa, the entire South America, are really starting in Portugal. In Portugal, Equinix is the end point of all these cables, and is the point of interconnection between all the carriers, all the telcos, all the let's say the digital providers in the market, making this bridge between the Europe and the rest of the world.
Remarkable to learn more about Portugal, and indeed it's quite interesting also for our audience to remind them and to update them and to inform them about Portugal as one of the main strategic landing station places in the world. Thank you very much once again, Carlos, Paulino, and for this highly interesting interview, and for being here with us today. Everyone who is welcome. Everyone who is watching the recorded version of the CC webinar executive interview and reading the article featured in the upcoming GCCM magazine May issue, April-May issue. Thank you very much for watching and reading. Goodbye, everyone. Until next time.
Thank you. Bye.